Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Sorry.
A couple of years ago in this room, I told you a little bit about how I became involved in the leadership of this organization. Well, tonight, I want to tell you the rest of the story. It all began when Dr. Hedley Rakusin was elected president. I called Dr. Rakusin and said, "Hedley, I want to help you during your year as president. Let me know how I can be of service." But Hedley, let me tell you, Cindy and I are quite busy with Josh and Jenna, attending volleyball games and cheerleading and musical performances. So with those limitations in mind, how can I help? "Mosh," he said, "I've got just the thing for you. You can be on my board of directors. It's quite easy. You simply show up to our board meetings once a month, listen to the proceedings, and voice your opinion. There's nothing to it, Marsh."
You practice that.
Hedley, I said, "That sounds great. Sign me up." So a few months later, we were here in this very room for the installation ceremony. Dr. Robert Anderton conducted the proceedings. Dr. Anderton asked all the new officers to rise and raise their right hands, and he introduced each one. And joining the board of directors is Dr. Marshal Goldberg for a term of 3 years. I turned to Dr. Rakusin, who was standing at the table next to me, and I said, Hedley, 3 years? Hedley, you didn't say anything about 3 years. And there was Hedley at the next table, and he had his right hand raised, and he turned to me, and he smiled, and he said, "Whoops." That was the explanation, whoops. True story. Well, in hindsight, it was a very good thing that it was a 3-year term. A few weeks later, I found myself at my first board of directors meeting, and I did not voice my opinion that night as Dr. Rakusin had instructed, because I didn't know what anybody was talking about. Everybody was speaking in acronyms. I distinctly remember when it was time for the report of our executive director, Ms. Jane Evans. Ms. Evans was especially enthusiastic that night because she was going to tell us all about our first upcoming Texas Mission of Mercy. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Texas Mission of Mercy is, it's this wonderful charitable event whereby dentists from across the region come together to provide free dental service for the needy in our community. But Ms. Evans didn't refer to it as the Texas Mission of Mercy. And I can understand why, that's a lot of words. It was much easier for her to refer to it by its initials, TMOM, or its acronym, TMOM. "TMOM is coming to Dallas," Jane said. "TMOM is great. All the dentists need to come to TMOM. TMOM really helps a lot of people." Well, I had a question. And Hedley, I started to raise my hand because I wanted to know more about who this TMOM was. But I put my hand down and I said, "No, I think I'll just figure this one out on my own." And I did. By the end of the evening, I had come to realize that TMOM was this very powerful lady in Austin, a matriarchal figure with a larger-than-life personality who commanded the respect of dentists all over the state because of her work for the underprivileged. And I couldn't wait to meet TMOM. At our next board of directors meeting, our Texas Dental Association Vice President, Dr. Arlette Dunsworth, gave us a report on the TDA's Council of Legislative and Regulatory Affairs. But Dr. Dunsworth didn't refer to it as the Council on Legislative and Regulatory Affairs. And I can understand why. That's a lot of words. It was much easier for him to refer to the council by its initials, CLRA, or its acronym, Clara. "Clara is doing some very important work for us in Austin," Dr. Dunsworth said. "Clara is looking at all the bills that will be coming before the legislature that might affect dentistry. And Clara is looking for members of Congress to support our bills." I didn't say anything during that second board of directors meeting either. But I thought to myself, this Clara sounds like a real dynamo. She must be a really influential, hard-working lady, and I'll just bet that Clara is T-Mom's daughter. Well, it was pretty much like that throughout the year. So, Henley, you may have noticed that I didn't speak up much during the time when you were president. By the end of your term, I had it all figured out. I went to dental school at Baylor, and I grew up as a dentist in the Dallas County Dental Society. Throughout those early years, I always heard about what a special dental society this is, but when you grow up with all of this around you, you take it for granted. But then as an older dentist, you start to take inventory. For instance, you ask yourself, how many dental societies in Texas have their own building? The answer, as we heard earlier, 1. Dallas County Dental Society. We have the house that Hilton built. As you continue to mature as a dentist, you start to wonder, how many dental societies have a Southwest Dental Conference like ours? Sure, Houston has the Star of the South meeting, and El Paso has the El Paso Dental Conference, but we have the Southwest Dental Conference, a meeting that actually generates a bigger profit than the TDA meeting in San Antonio. It's the Southwest Dental Conference that enables us to have this vibrant and exciting dental society. How many dental societies across our state, you ask yourself, can claim 14 presidents of the Texas Dental Association? And how many dental societies can boast that among their members are 4, and hopefully soon to be 5 with Dr. Hilton Israelson, national presidents of the American Dental Association? And one thing is certain. There are no dental societies across the entire country that have an executive director like Miss Jane Evans. And a big thanks to the rest of our Dental Society staff, Maxine Robinson, Marissa Gutierrez, Carrie Lee, and our newest member, Lori Dees. Thank you very much, ladies. So how did all of this come about? How did this happen? You want to know the answer? Just look around the room. It's all of you. It's all of us. This is the dental society where leaders are born. I look around the room tonight and I see past presidents who continue to give tremendously to this organization. I see directors, committee chairmen. I see TDA leaders and I see ADA leaders. And I see leaders from a host of general dentistry organizations and dental specialist organizations. And I see leaders in dental education. And I see future leaders. I see some really talented, intelligent, passionate young dentists in the room like Dr. Chad Katz, from whom we are going to be hearing a lot in the years to come. And it's a good thing that we have all these leaders, because we have some very real challenges ahead of us. Our profession is evolving rapidly. Dentists are graduating today at near record levels, and these young dentists are graduating with unprecedented levels of student debt. Dentistry is becoming more precise, more predictable, and more expensive. Look at our cone beam CTs, our lasers, our new dental materials. Well, you combine all of these expensive technologies with the increased student debt, and it's no surprise that fewer younger dentists are electing to go into solo private practice. It's easy to see how joining a large group practice is the logical step for a recent graduate. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily a bad thing when you consider that these large group practices provide young dentists with patients, modern equipment, marketing, and their own continuing dental education programs. Well, once a dentist has all that, what's the reason for joining Dallas County Dental Society? Unfortunately, what we're also seeing is that some of these large group practices are also taking away the decision-making process from the dentists, and instead imposing production quotas, requiring certain treatment modalities that are in the best interest of the corporation instead of the best interest of the patient. I'm not opposed to making a profit by providing dental care. We're all in business to make a profit. But we chose to go into this challenging profession so that we could help our fellow man, and in the process of doing so, make a profit for ourselves. High morals and ethical standards always need to come first, and profit should then follow. Unfortunately, what we're seeing now are dental practices where the highest priority is making a profit, and morals and ethical standards come second, or third, or fourth. What is leadership? Leadership is influence. And who is it that we're trying to influence? First and foremost, we need to influence dental students and the young dentists that the Dallas County Dental Society, the TDA, and the ADA are relevant, important organizations that represent what we as dentists have to offer. Second, we need to influence the non-member dentists as to whom we are and what we are, and the Dallas County Dental Society is the place to be for so many reasons. Third, we need to influence our legislators. For the dental students, we have some great programs in place. We will continue to promote our Great Expectations program, the Great Transitions program, so that we can show Baylor students that strong morals and ethical standards are practiced by our members every day. We need to encourage young dentists and dentists in graduate school to attend Dallas County Dental Society functions so that they get to know our members and build relationships with them. We need to encourage the young dentists to assume leadership roles in our organization. And if you look at the composition of our new board of directors, you see that we are doing just that. And what about the dentists in our community that do not participate in our society? There are over 2,000 dentists in Dallas County, and of those 2,000, about 1,100 are members of Dallas County Dental Society. And of those 1,100 members, only about 100 are truly active in our organization. Well, that leaves 1,900 dentists in Dallas County that have little to no idea about all the wonderful layers of service and functions that this vibrant, important organization provides. To so many of them, the Dallas County Dental Society is just a series of general membership meetings in the Southwest Dental Conference, which indeed it is, but it is so much more. So how do we get the word out to these inactive dentists? Our past president, Dr. Danette McNew, had a vision of creating a media campaign to the public, and our outgoing president, Dr. Chris Miller, picked up the ball and ran with it. And this past year, Dr. Sarah Poteet brought to fruition the I Am a Member video spot. This great video is designed for all of us to put on our websites, our Facebook pages, and LinkedIn. We want this video to go viral so that patients start asking their dentists if they are members of Dallas County Dental Society. And if not, why don't you join? I want our program chairman, Dr. Kathia Steele, to continue our 2-year tradition of co-sponsoring our general membership meetings with local dental organizations. Let's reach out to groups such as the Academy of General Dentistry, the Garland Dental Research Group, and the Oak Cliff Study Club, and invite their members to attend our meetings. And why is this so important? What difference does it make if we have 1,100 members or 1,800 members in our society? The answer again, influence. And who else is it that we want to influence? Our legislators. Right now, when we have an issue that requires us to seek the help of our local or state officials, we can tell them that we represent 61% of the dentists in Dallas County. But imagine how much more effective our message will be if we can tell them that we represent 90% of the dentists in Dallas County. Another area where our influence will be crucial is in making sure that in the large group practices, the dentist and not the layperson manager will be the decision maker when it comes to making clinical recommendations for our patients. Our local legislative action committee will work with Clara to create a level playing field for large group practices and individual private practitioners. We want our members to establish relationships with state representatives and state senators. Then, when legislative issues arise that affect dentistry, the legislators can come to their constituent dentist and say, Dr. Sesnick, how do you think I should vote on this issue? So that's what our agenda is going to be for this coming year. Reaching out to dental students, the young dentists and the unaffiliated dentists, and working on strengthening our ties with our legislators, all with the underpinnings of high morals and ethical standards. We have the staff, we have the committees, and we have the members to make it happen. I'm thrilled to be your president. It's going to be a busy year, and it's going to be an exciting year. It's a wonderful time to be a member of Dallas County Dental Society. Thank you very much.